Okay, so if you're trying to hit $3 million in revenue per year and your product is $1,000, well, you need to sell 3,000 of those in order to hit your $3 million per year. Does that make sense? Okay, so how many of those do you need to sell per month? Well, let's take 3,000 and divide it by 12. We get 250. You need to sell 250 units per month to hit your annual revenue goals. Okay, so at 250, so that's $250,000 a month, right? 250, let's do a little sanity check, times 12, 3,000. Okay, so you need to sell 250 units at $1,000 a piece to do $250,000 a month, right? To hit your $3 million year revenue goal, to hit your $300,000 net profit, operating at a 10% margin. Does that make sense? Now, if you take that 3,000 per year, you divide it by 12, you already figured out you need to sell 250. And how many do you need to sell per day? Divide it by 30. Well, you need to sell 8. You need to sell 8 units at $1,000 a day to do 3 million. Now, you see what we just did there? We just took this macro objective and we broke it down to the micro. Okay. So now you need to sell 8 units at $1,000 a piece every day to hit the $3 million year mark. Now that you know that, you can continue to break that number down. You don't need to go by the hour, but you need to say, okay, well, look, how many units do we need to sell per day? We need to sell 8. How many phone calls does it take into our system to generate 8 sales? Well, if it's a 10% close rate, you need 80. You need 80 calls of qualified leads to come into your office or your center or your whatever your mechanism is, okay, or website or people coming into your store or whatever your business is. You need 8 sales per day. And if it's a 10% close rate, then you need 80 leads per day. Now your brain can work towards that. You see what I'm saying? We're reverse engineering the entire thing. We went from $3 million, which seems like this huge number. Okay. Well, first of all, we went from, I want to make as much money as I can. Okay. That's erroneous. That's ridiculous. Don't do that. Okay. To, okay, I want to make $300,000 a year. So that means if I'm operating at a 10% margin, I need to do 3 million per year. And that means I need to sell 3,000 units at $1,000 a piece, which means I need to sell 250 units per month. I need to sell about 8 units per day. Okay, and if I have a 10% close rate and people show up my website, I need 80 people to show up to my website and buy something and 8 people to show up and buy. I have that 10% close rate. And then I will have my $8,000 a day, which translates into $250 a month, translating to $3 million a year. See how the whole thing works? That is the kind of specificity you need to be able to actually create a real executable plan to get those 80 calls per day or 80 website visitors per day or 80 people who walk into your business per day to sell them a thing at $8,000. Okay. And or $1,000. I'm just using that as an example. Okay. Maybe you sell things that cost $10 a piece or $10,000 a piece. I don't know. But the bottom line is thinking, I'll just make as much money as I can. That is an unattainable goal. Your brain can't work towards that. If you say, I'm going to sell 8 units a day, okay, or 250 units a month at $1,000 a piece, that is a goal you can actually execute. Because you can say, okay, I need to run Facebook ads. I need to get this many clicks. You know how many clicks you need? Well, I need 800 clicks to get 80 people to fill out a form to get 8 people to close. And those are all, pretty simple numbers right there. So maybe 400 of those clicks come from Facebook, 400 come from Google. Maybe 400 of them come from Facebook, 200 of them come from Google and 200 come from affiliates or whatever the numbers are. But now you can get specific. That's the whole point. Create for yourself a specific revenue goal, a specific income goal, and then reverse engineer the entire process so that you can create an executable plan to achieve that goal.